Hey guys, it's 7ninja7, and today we're gonna be looking at Double D, the Accidental Crashout. So get ready.
aka Double D, physically the weakest but the most intelligent Ed boy, known for being the gentle
Mhm.
one.
Put them down, Ed! You leave my ants alone! 5,239 ants, Ed!
The one for organizing and worrying about proper grammar. Now, can you imagine in the span of a single afternoon, everyone suddenly believes you're a violent maniac capable of crippling classmates with a single kick? This is the story of the docile nerd that crashed out and chose violence accidentally. The episode begins inside Peach Creek Junior High, where the students, and what I mean by students, just the 13 of them, there are literally no other kids but them in a very much alive 2x4. We see our lovable nerd Double D examining a bunch of eggs at the Happy Cluckers Club. Their mission is simple: care for a collection of eggs and wait for them to hatch. And Dee Dee, being Dee Dee, takes this responsibility incredibly seriously. We're talking about the same boy who nearly choked out his best friend for mishandling his ants. I don't want to know what he'll do if someone attempts to harm unborn baby chicks.
What the hell?
What's good? What's really good?
The Canker Sisters. If y'all aren't aware, these trio of deviant, thirsty little girls have a major obsessive fixation on the Eds. Their reputation is so diabolical, it has characters known for putting belts at ducking for cover. They want no type of smoke from these sisters. The moment they pull up in a room, all types of panic erupt. You will think an actual school lockdown was happening. The Cankers announce they're hungry, and for once, not for the Eds, but for some delectable eggs. Cheese on mine. Dee Dee, desperate to save his future chicks, blocks Lee, the head Canker sister in charge, from taking the eggs. He grabs a large, heavy book about bird hatcheries and tosses the entire encyclopedia onto Lee's foot. Look at the faces of Marie and May. They're in utter shock that Double D, the OCD pacifist who can't even toss a ball, not only injured their older sister where her foot swelled to the size of a balloon, but resorted to violence. Even Marie, who's down bad for Double D, was disturbed by his vicious behavior. Double D, being a good-natured boy, tries to apologize, but the Cankers back up in fear. The same Canker sisters who crashed out and destroyed the cul-de-sac for their missing ship in a bottle are retreating? The witnesses of this brutal assault are now afraid of Double D. I don't know why. At least Dee Dee did something to try to stand up to the Kanka sisters. Now all of a sudden, what Double D did was going too far.
Now everybody's ganging up against me. For what?
But I understand from their perspective. Double D, the weak brainiac who loves sticky notes, has just crippled Lee Canker without hesitation. And just like that, the legend of the Sockhead Slugger begins. In less than a couple of minutes, rumors starts to spread around the school on how Double D, aka D-Block, suplexed Lee Canker through a desk, and now everyone is walking on eggshells. Eddie, who was eavesdropping on that AB conversation, couldn't believe it. That his best friend with noodle string beam arms put hands on Lee Canker. But Ed, hiding in the locker, warns him not to trigger Double D's bloodlust. Unfortunately, it was too late, as Double D's next victim is Rolf, as he gives him the nastiest roundhouse kick, drop kick, pencil throw, three-piece combo. And I was like, damn, what did the son of a shepherd do?
The crazy part is, like, when you really think about it, he was having a bad day, dude. He was going through it. Oh my god. I remember watching this specific episode. And just everything was not going his way. It was crazy.
To make D-Block that mad? That left Rolf with a fractured skull.
Brother, what? Oh my gosh, what was he doing?
Oh!
How can one who wears a sock on his head do this? I ask you!
Somebody! Oh!
He needs some milk. He got packed up over a pencil. Dee Dee has now caught 2 bodies, and now the rumors that were just rumors are now real for the whole school to witness. And by the whole school, I just mean the 13 students that go there. Double D is horrified at his act of violence, and just like before, the kids flee in different directions, not wanting to face D Block's wrath. Eddie, instead of consoling and making his friend feel better about what happened, he saw dollar bills and took Double D's new bully status as an opportunity to make profit. Eddie proves once again he'll throw away his already lack of morals and friendship for some money and a higher rank in the school hierarchy. Sounds like the game Bully. I'm telling you guys, Eddie is the OG hustler. He'll find a will and a way to make some dough, even at the expense of his friends. By lunchtime, the entire school fears Double D, and the stories of what happened to Lee and Rolf are spread around like wildfire. And speaking of the Peach Creek Punisher, he pulls up to the cafeteria with Eddie rolling behind him wearing a greased leather jacket, a wife beater, and his 3 strands of receding hair slicked back. Now Eddie is taking advantage of Dee Dee's negative reputation as a tough guy bully to make the other kids do things for him.
No, Sarah, don't! You can't! He's watching!
Kill that boy! Kill that boy! Kill that boy!
Mental institution. Crazy.
Now Double D, why are you giving Sarah the heavy side eye of doom then cheerfully wave at her? That is some hidden psycho behavior. His reputation is beyond terrible that Ed, his day one ride or die best friend, is actively avoiding him. And understand that Dee Dee's body count will rise as no one is safe from him. A fight between Marie and Johnny breaks out as they start arguing about the last piece of blueberry pie as Johnny wanted it for his homie Plank. Double D sees this as a chance to restore peace, but instead he packs up Johnny with an uppercut to the chin, bouncing off Marie through the wall and falling from the 2nd story window, crashing into the ground.
Have I stopped yet?
Double D is so mad, he got his girl Marie hosted up by the collar. He gave no types of Fs. And of course, Eddie not reading the room hypes up Double D's bully behavior, instigating him and the others to fight. At this point, Double D is desperate. He pleads with everyone. He begs them to understand that everything that has happened is one huge misunderstanding, that he isn't a bully. That title belongs to Jimmy Hopkins.
Sarah, you certainly can't believe...
Hold up!
Now listen, Ed is known for 3 things. 1, smelling like someone spread booty cheeks that haven't been washed in the last month. His unhealthy obsession for all types of gravy.
Is it that time already? Oh, gravy cakes! Yum.
Yeah. And 3, the most important.
I had an uncle or a cousin. His mom would pack when he was younger. His mom would pack like super greasy food, and I'm talking about like you could tell it wasn't drained at all, and so you could see the grease literally pouring out of his pocket onto the ground. It was just so greasy, and it just reminded me of that, dude. Oh my gosh.
Important one of all, his intense love for his baby sister. When it comes to Sarah, Ed doesn't play about her. When it comes to Sarah's happiness, he becomes her slave. When it comes to Sarah's health, he becomes her caretaker, dropping everything.
Sarah's sick? Wait! Big brother's coming, baby sister!
So cute! So cute!
When it comes to Sarah's safety, you are risking the chances of encountering Ed that had the damn pebble stuck inside his shoe. Ed is a gentle giant that wouldn't harm anyone. He has such an infectious, happy-go-lucky attitude. He sees everyone as a potential friend. And it sucks that he has a spoiled, pampered brat of a sister like Sarah who doesn't even deserve him for real. This is most definitely the saddest moment in the series as Ed not only cuts his friendship with Double D, they scrap.
We are friends no more! My mom says I can't be! Jumps when a pretty face thing comes like you!
I can't. Get out. Dee Dee is devastated that his best friend no longer trusts him. Double D, having enough, grabs the chair that Ed was using to protect Sarah and gives him a violent beatdown. Tossing him up, down, left, right, center, Ed got the literal stupid beat out of him and was forced to turn tail. The other kids using this as a chance to make a run for it. To everyone else, it looks as though Double D violently attacked his best friend, and Eddie, who can't help himself, praises DD but acknowledges that he might have gone a little too far and was somewhat harsh on Ed. Double D sends Eddie an angry, tearful death glare for even suggesting he would intentionally harm his best friend. Eddie, now wanting to catch the Double D knockout special, runs off. Double D is now left alone, completely isolated. For the first time, he starts wondering whether maybe everyone is right. Maybe he's becoming a bully. Maybe something is wrong with him.
Are these indeed the hands of a lowly thug?
Yes.
We later see a heartbroken Double D alone in class, tearfully tending to his plants, where he hears a small noise thinking it is his homeboy Ed, but instead is Jimmy that tries to get the hell away from D Block. Double D breaks down sobbing, reflecting on the fact that no one will ever believe him. While crying his eyes out, his tears give birth to new life, which amazes Jimmy.
I've cross-pollinated a rose with a baby blue gym sock.
Baby blue gym sock? That's not an actual plant, is it? No, this is fiction, no. Jimmy immediately realizes a person capable of growing something this gentle cannot be the monster that was putting belt to ass on everyone else. He then decides to hear Double D's side of the story, so DD gives Jimmy the true tea on what actually happened. The 5 bodies that he caught throughout the school day were pure accidents. So apparently, Double D did not wake up that morning choosing violence. The book incident with Lee, that giant-ass encyclopedia about baby chicks, slipped out of his hands. His next victim, Rolf, who only wanted a number 2 pencil, DD's foot slipped on a bottle of whiteout that caused him to drop kick him, and his tie got stuck on a coat hanger where his pencils were thrown at Rolf. Double D is a walking magnet for accidents. The massacre in the lunchroom, DD was trying to offer a slice of apple pie his mama packed for him, but once again, Double D, now looking at what he's doing, he stabbed himself with a fork that dug underneath his fingernail. Ooh, girl. I know that kind of pain. One time in my old job at a small warehouse,
I did something like that recently. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to rethink about it.
I was lifting a package and my thumbnail nearly peeled itself off. Hurt like a but thankfully they gave me 4 days off work to properly heal. Back to Double D. The instantaneous agony he felt made his hand jerk back so fast, it clocked Johnny in the face and sent that watermelon-headed boy flying into Marie. The sweet sock-headed baby just wanted to share his snack but ended up accidentally catching bodies. And the worst body he caught that day was his best friend Ed. Somehow, Ed tripped, fell into him, got tangled up in Double D's arms. Fearful for his life, he ran around in circles. From everybody else's point of view, it looked like Double D was giving Ed them hands. Meanwhile, Double D was basically just hanging on for dear life, wondering how his day got this bad.
It's so obvious, isn't me? But I'm a pacifist!
So, in a technical sense, Double D was crashing out, but by accident. All them bodies he caught throughout the school day were a series of unfortunate events. And after DD explains what really happened, Jimmy has a big brain idea on how to remove the bully status that Double D attained. They finna fight out in the streets.
The streets is calling me! The streets is calling me! Ah!
Hey yo, don't let that stockhead fool y'all. You out here dropping cankers, folding Rolf, and launching Johnny the Melonhead through walls. Since you think you run Peach Creek now, I'm calling you out. Me and you, one-on-one. Very well. Since you insist on testing my alleged reputation, I shall graciously accept this challenge. That's what I thought. Prepare yourself, for I shall, sure. 3 p.m. Attendance shall be mandatory. Yo! Double D and Jimmy about to throw hands! And just like that, the news that the weakest people in school are about to jump each other. Of course, the entire school gathers at the pit to watch the fight, and by the entire school, I just mean the same characters we see throughout the entire
Literally every song they've used is from Twinsanity, Crash Twinsanity. It's crazy. I just can't remember everything now.
Series. Like, damn, they could have at least added background shadows to make it look like a mob of people were watching. To think Jimmy, the fluffy bunny boy, is the only one that is capable of stopping the tyrannical rule of Demon King Edward Marion.
Sometimes a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do, Sarah.
Damn snake tattoo! This wouldn't be the first time he got that tat, but the second. Meanwhile, Eddie, oh my god, was out here living his best life. This boy has somehow convinced himself that he was the winner in all of this. While Double D was gonna accuse of turning Peach Creek into a combat zone, Eddie was sitting on a makeshift throne getting chauffeured around by Rolf and Johnny like he was the king of the school. I'd be heated as hell. If I was Double D, I'd be looking at him sideways too. Imagine putting in all the work to become the most feared kid in school, against your will mind you, and your homeboy is the one getting carried around like royalty. Double D is the one suffering through the entire episode. He's being misunderstood, losing friends, getting blamed for accidents, and having a complete emotional breakdown. Eddie is essentially benefiting from Double D's misery and sitting on a throne getting pampered and cashing in on the clout. He contributes absolutely nothing for creating this tough guy reputation. The school's fear of Double D gives Eddie power, attention, free stuff, and influence without him doing any of the work. In Eddie's mind, he finally has a social status he's always wanted without having to put any effort in. Jimmy and D-Block begin their fight. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit nervous for Jimmy. I'm scared what a locked in Double D looks like.
And Jimmy, run!
Quit prancing around and pound him, Jimmy!
What's the matter, Jimmy? Your girl's going limp on ya?
Pardon?
So disrespectful!
Ooh, you see, ladies and gentlemen, Double D isn't the only crash out in this episode. Thanks to Eddie, who should have left well enough alone, kept clowning and instigating Jimmy. Jimmy, who is normally the most timid, sensitive, and non-threatening kid in Peach Creek, is pushed so far past his breaking point that he becomes a snarling beast pouncing on Double D. When Jimmy finally calmed down, he looked around confused, not aware of the brutal ass whooping he just gave DD. The second he saw Double D looking like a bruised and battered Spurs fan, he felt immediate guilt. Look at what he did to Double D! He bit a chunk of Double D's tongue off, gave him two matching black eyes and missing front row teeth. What makes it funny is that the person
He got that work. Oh my gosh.
everyone spent the entire episode fearing was Double D, but the actual dangerous person turns out to be Jimmy. Double D spends the entire day being falsely accused of being a menace, only to get steamrolled by the one kid nobody expected. Jimmy is hailed as a hero for defeating Demon King Double D and saving the school from a threat that never actually existed. And with the status quo sent back to normal, Kevin snatches Eddie's greaser jacket. The moment Double D got jumped by Jimmy of all people, Eddie instantly lost all of his privileges. One minute he was riding around like a king, the next minute he's getting his clothes repossessed in public. Double D, however, couldn't care less. He wasn't worried about popularity, he wasn't worried about respect, he sure as hell wasn't worried about looking tough. The only thing that mattered to him was that the nightmare was finally over. Everyone knew the truth, his reputation is back to normal, and most importantly, he could finally be friends with Ed again.
Is it really you?
Oh, Ed!
Don't play. And you know when it comes to him, I don't play.
I do always find that adorable. Especially during the edited movie. Like they have a lot of moments like that there. So it's I love moments like those.
Happy ending, right? Cut to the credits.
You should see the shiner you left on my foot.
Wee woo, Olivia Benson, SVU, somebody please check the Kanker sisters, okay? Just as the trio of she-devils are about to attack Dee Dee with unwanted affection and kisses, Eddie, in a rare act of bravery, steps up and puts the Kankers in their place.
He's had enough already! Bam!
Now, don't get me wrong, Eddie is greedy, selfish, and would abandon his friends in a storm getting trampled by a horde of chickens for some jawbreakers.
Free jawbreaker, Double D!
But when push comes to shove, he will show up for his boys when it matters the most. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the tale of a sock-headed honor student who accidentally crashed out. Also, fun fact, this episode was meant to be the series finale to the show, and creator Danny Antonucci even announced it as the
Weird thing is, there aren't many episodes where they're in school, so I did kind of think that too. Yeah.
last episode when it first aired, but there's a season 6 where more episodes were produced, and by episodes I mean just 2, so I wouldn't even call it a season. But fortunately, the movie came along that served as the true ending. Thanks for letting me rant and being patient with me returning, and also we are so back. Ooh! What y'all know about Code Lyoko? Okay, listen, I'm gonna drop a video
Well,
on Code Lyoko.
that's it for Double D, the Accidental Crashout. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, let's get into the next one. Link will be in the description for the original video.